Hi everyone, welcome back to FUNSTON TV. This is Mai. Today I wanted to share with you this makeup tutorial because today I'm getting married officially. We're going for the official ceremony, the signing of the papers. So as of today, I will be legally married. We are actually having the wedding celebration with all our friends and family in Greece in September. But today is actually the ceremony at the notary's office. So we're actually going for the official ceremony where we're going to sign papers. In Greece, it's going to be more of a symbolic ceremony where we're going to be writing our own vows and everything, so I consider that our real wedding, if that makes sense. But today I'm only going to go sign papers and everything. There's going to be a small ceremony, but you know, by law, as of today, I'll be married. So I wanted to share with you the makeup tutorial that I'll be wearing. Actually, I'm going right after filming this. We're leaving for that. So I wanted something soft and feminine and not very dramatic, so I'm not wearing a winged liner. It's a very nice, soft, peachy and bronzy look. I feel like it's very feminine and very wearable. If you're interested in finding out how to do this look, just keep watching. To start off, I'm going to exfoliate my lips so that they're nice and prepped. For lip liner, we're going in after, so the one I'm using is from Lush. Just take a bit of any scrub you like and show your lip. You want to get rid of any dead skin that's going to prevent the lip liner from sticking on really well. And while we finish up the rest of the makeup, you can put on some lip balm. The one I love right now is from Korres, is the Jasmine. I really love this one, it smells so good. Okay, so for my skin, I already exfoliated last night. I applied a mask to detoxify and also a hydrating mask so that our skin is nice and prepped today. I moisturized this morning. For primer, I'm going to use the anti-aging primer from Cover FX. This is going to help smooth any fine lines and fill your pores. You just need a really tiny amount and warm it up a bit between your fingers and just press it in. I apply it in areas where I usually tend to get oily. Even though this is an anti-aging primer, I feel like it preps your skin very nicely. Okay, now of course this step is to color correct, and I'm going to be using the Cosmetics Bye Bye Redness. I'm going to be just applying a little bit on areas where I want to hide some redness. So just on these spots. I don't want to overdo it because I'm going to go in with some pretty heavy foundation space, so you don't want it to look overly cute. For foundation today, I want something that's really long wearing and that I know won't budge on my skin. And so I'm going to be using the Estée Lauder Double Wear. This is really long lasting. It keeps your face matte, but I don't want it to be overly matte, so I'm going to mix in just a bit of the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. Just apply a bit at a time. I feel like every time I mix foundations, I end up mixing too much and then I waste a lot. So I'm going to try to make just the right amount. So I have the cocktail on the back of my hand. I know it's not the ideal way to do it, and ideally I'd have that glass plate, but I don't have one. So we'll do what we have. So the way I like to do it is to dot it on my face and then go in with the Beauty Blender. You can do your eyes too before if you want, but personally I'm not going in with anything really heavy or dark colored, so I'm not afraid of any fallout. So the first layer of foundation is pretty sheer, and since I have a lot left, I'm just going to work in layers like that so everything blends in really well and sits well on the skin too, because I don't want anything to look cakey. Of course not. You want to concentrate the foundation in the center of your face. You want the most coverage in the center, and then you want it sheer on the outskirts of your face. Now for concealer under the eyes and for a bit of brightening, I'm going to be using Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. As you can see, it's pretty light, so it's going to act as a brightener on the skin and highlight as well. And when you blend out the concealer with the Beauty Blender, don't just go in one direction outwards, also blend it inwards like this. So you go out and in, just so that it applies on a really even layer and that you're not just brushing the concealer away in one direction. And if it goes a bit on your eyelid, that's fine. So now that I look like a ghost, we're gonna bake everything, and pretty quickly too, because last time I did a tutorial, I waited a bit too long before setting this concealer and it sort of began to crease. So take a lot of powder and apply it everywhere we applied the concealer. If you apply some on your eyelids too, it's going to help the eyeshadow go on a bit smoother later too. Okay, so now that this is sitting, I'm going to fill in my brows, and today I want a really more defined look. So I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade. I used the shade dark brown. You can use an angled brush. This is also from Anastasia. I really like this brush, so you're going to... Okay, now I feel like the bake has been on for long enough. So I'm going to wipe it away. So just very gently brush it off because you don't want to disturb the foundation under. Okay, now for eyes, I want something really bright and not heavy at all on the eyes. So I'm going to go with something really no darkness, just a more defined crease, and then a very bright and illuminating shade on the lid. So I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills The World Traveler Shadow Couture palette. And I'm going to grab the first shade, which is Soft Peach. And like the name says, it's a soft peach color. And I'm going to be using a fluffy brush. This one from Morphe M332. And I'm going to dust that everywhere on the lid. On the crease actually. On your upper crease area. Just for a nice transition shade. Shade doesn't have much color, but that's what we want. We want it to be very like diffused. And then you can grab the shade Spoiled, which is the shade under. This one is a bit shimmery, so we're going to use it just on the crease, but lightly. Just want to build up that transition. You want to be a bit lower than the soft peach color so that you get a more defined crease area. The shade again is really light, but I don't want any darkness or any much darkness for this look. So again, stay below soft peach, but in the crease, so in your lower crease area. On the lid today, I'm going to go in with Makeup Geek Afterglow Pigment. It's a really nice champagne peach shimmer shade. So I'm packing that on a Morphe S30 brush. It's just a large flat brush. I'm going to apply that all over the lid. Okay, so if you're a bit messy and there's too much pigment, you can just go in with a clean fluffy brush and clean off the edges. Then just to add a bit of shine, you can spritz your brush with a bit of MAC Fix Plus, and then apply it onto the eyeshadow on your lid. Now with a small angled brush, you want to go in with the shade Fudge, which is a dark rich brown in the Anastasia palette, and you're going to line your upper lash line and then try to thicken it up on the outer edge, and then we're going to smoke it out just a little bit, but try to stay as close as possible to the upper lash line. So there, I lined my upper lash line, and then on the outer edge here, I'm just going to take that same brush and flick it up just a bit. Okay, now with that same Fudge shade, I'm going to be applying that on the lower lash line. You could also do this with a flat definer brush, but I already had this on hand. And just to add just a teeny bit more dimension on my eyes, I'm going to apply just a bit of black right on the outer third. So just go back and forth until you have your desired smokiness on the lower lash line. Okay, now I'm going to curl my lashes and apply some mascara, and then apply a pair of false lashes, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back and my lashes are on. I'm using the Eyelure lashes. The style is 100. I trimmed off a bit of the ends, the outer edges of the lashes, and I applied those. For the lower lash line, you can just apply your favorite mascara. I'm using the Revlon All-in-One for the lower lashes because the brush is really small, so you can really get onto those tiny lashes. Okay, now onto the cheeks and the face. I'm going to be doing slight contouring today, nothing too heavy. I still want to keep this look sort of soft. So I'm going to be using Hoola Bronzer from Benefit. And this brush from Morphe is the M553, sort of like a paddle brush. So I'm going to apply that in the hollows of the cheeks. And to balance out that contour, I'm just going to dust some on the very edges of the hairline. Okay, that looks good. I'm also going to try on a very large fluffy brush. I'm going to apply this bronzer from the NYX palette. It's just warmer tones, so my whole complexion as a whole. I'm going to use this really large powder brush from Real Techniques. And I know these powders are really pigmented, so I'm going to dust off a bit on the back of my hand and dust it on the perimeters of the face just to warm up the face. And now for blush, I'm using my favorite at the moment, or my favorite combo of the moment. I'm going to start with Becca Wild Honey. Smile and apply this more towards the back of the cheeks and blend it into your bronzer and contour. This color is very similar to contour and bronzer, so it blends in really nicely. And just for a little bit more warmth, I'm going to apply some of Becca's Flower Child, just a tiny bit on the brush. And apply that right on the apples. Now for highlighter, I'm going to apply two actually. I'm not sure if I'm going to apply the second one. We're going to start with Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Luminous Light. This is a pretty subtle highlight, and I'm going to apply some on tops of the cheekbones. I'm just using an eyeshadow fluffy brush because it's really small and precise for the tops of the cheeks, so it's perfect. Also on the very tip of the nose. You can also apply some on the top of your brow bone and in the inner corners of the eyes to brighten everything up. Now for the lips, I want a sort of nudie pink lip, nothing over the top. I'm going to line them using Urban Decay Naked Pencil. Then you can just fill the edges of your lips slightly. That's going to help the lipstick stay on longer. I'm not filling in the entire lip, but you could if you want to. And for lipstick, I'm going to be using Urban Decay Stark Naked. It's the Matte Revolution lipstick. And since I don't want it to be too matte, you could leave it matte if you wanted to. I'm going to apply a light layer of gloss on top, but not something too shimmery. So I'm using MAC Cream Sheen Glass in Partial to Pink. I'm just applying it on the center of the lips. And of course, you set your face with a long-lasting makeup setting spray. My favorite one is the Urban Decay All Nighter. This is my favorite part of doing makeup, is to set it. Alright, so here's your finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please thumbs up if you liked it, and this is not only good for weddings, of course, it's good for any occasion. I feel like it's very soft and feminine and very foolproof. It's also very long lasting. So I hope you like this video and it was helpful for you. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know if there's anything specific you'd like to see. And other than that, I wish you all a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye!